What do you want? Ask yourself this question when you are confused and don't know what to do. Answering this question makes you imagine for a moment that ideal world or situation you want to be living in. What do you want is a question that you can ask yourself whenever you feel down, depressed, without energy, whenever you don't understand why you feel the way you feel. Simply ask yourself this question and then imagine that world so you can start to feel better, right? Now, if the answer to the question doesn't work, then you can get deeper and more emotional with a question like, what do you love? Or what do you love to do? When are you at your best? What do you most like doing, right? What do you feel is not a chore? What would you lose sleep over, right? You can even go as far as asking yourself, and this may seem contradictory, but it could work. You could ask yourself the question, where is it the hardest out of all the alternatives or options you have, right? What path is the hardest for me to take? There's a Zen quote that says, for the obstacles is the path. For the obstacle is the path. So in this case, you would be talking about something that is hard, but maybe it is through that path that you will get to where you really want to be. This means that you always have different seen and unseen options and alternative routes to take when you are trying to achieve something, right? You can go with option A, with option B, with option C, or option 1, option 2, option 3, and just like the numbers, there are in an infinite number of paths, of alternatives, of options that you can't even see, but that are there, right? What are the roads and which of them have the most obstacles, right? This is a little exercise, a little mental exercise that you can do that is worth considering. It is like the idea of testing yourself by taking the hardest roads, the roads less often traveled, or the roads that aren't even traveled, in order to see where it takes you. You pay your karmic dues and you will eventually, in due time, receive your payment. There is this idea, this notion that you must work hard in order to achieve that which you want. Now, I don't know how much of this I believe. There is a basic primitive idea which says the hunter in the old days, if the hunter didn't go out and kill the animal or its prey or whatever, they didn't eat. If they didn't put in the work, they would not survive, right? Which I would say I agree, but I don't know in our modern day how true that is, because you have people that are literally born into wealthy societies, and once born into these societies, they can just not do anything and they still survive, right? Like the children of the Rothschilds, right? Of these like super millionaire, billionaire families, right? Then where is the justice in that, right? You may say, well, they did pay their dues because they went through a reincarnation, which is another idea I'm not sure if I believe in. But you could say they went through their reincarnation, and in their past lives or in their future lives, they're going to suffer. They're going to be born super poor. So that's why they're born super rich in this era. But I'm not really sure. What I can probably see is that if you put in the work, you will be able to achieve a certain level of comfort in your life, right? So, and anyway, you always have your argument, your justification of saying, well, even if I didn't achieve what I wanted to achieve, I did do the work. So that's just life being unfair with me, right? And there is this other quote that I wanted to share. It says, where wood is chopped, splinters fly. And this is a Polish, from Poland, a Polish idiom, which makes reference to the fact that wherever hard work gets done, wherever things get done, and wherever things are moving and or get moved, there will be a mess to pick up or to clean up. There will be an aftermath, right? I think that's why Aftermath Records was called Aftermath, because it was after all of the chaos, after all of the Biggie and Tupac havoc in the 90s, right? So there will be an aftermath. There is readjustment to be made, in other words, right? You need to pick up things because in order for you to build things or destroy things for that matter, in order for you to transform things in general, you do what is that expression they say? In order to make a cake, you need to break a couple eggs, right? Or something like that. So you do need to make a mess. But that's a sign that you're doing something, right? Because otherwise you're not doing anything, you're not getting ahead, you're not making any sort of potential progress, right? You got to remember, this is you, right? This is your life, and you are the one who can take charge of it, right? We go back to the basics. You are the person that will ultimately write the story of your life, right? And yeah, that's all I got for this video, and I'll see you next time. All right, peace.